Whoa! I'm Stick, and I've been a fan of Sentai for over 15 years, and a Power Ranger fan for over 20. This is my journey to watch all the Sentai series in order up to present day. I figured I'd make some review videos to archive my journey. I'm by no means an expert when it comes to Sentai, so I apologize for any mistakes. Today we're going to take a look at the shortest running Sentai show to date, Dengekitai. I think that's how you say it. Originally airing from April to December 1977, it lasts 35 episodes. Falling to the same uncertainty that it wasn't really considered a Sentai until the 90s, it is the last series to not use the Super Sentai name, as that will start with Battle Fever J. JAKQ starts out as a 4-hero team. Each of the members are cyborgs, giving them extraordinary abilities and strange Inspector Gadget-like powers throughout the show. They transform into JAKQ through the use of strengthening chambers, where they are bombarded with their unique energy to be powered up. Our leader for now starts with Spade Ace, Goro Sakurai. He's an Olympic gold medalist who was approached by Joker. Joker is JAKQ's mentor figure and leader. Kinda, sorta. He's more of like the alpha of the group, so to speak, to join the ISISS organization. I'm pretty sure it's kind of pronounced ISIS, but don't get the wrong idea. So we're just going to call it the ISIS organization. Be turned into a cyborg. He did not want to be turned into a cyborg, but after saving Karen Mizuki from a car wreck, he changes his mind. He has the ability to harness atomic energy, which allows him to gain X-ray vision, super speed, super hearing, and super strength. He uses his weapon, the Spade's Arts. It's a bow that he can also use as a whip. Since she was just mentioned, let's move to Heart Queen, Karen Mizuki. She was a policewoman investigating crime. I know we haven't gotten there yet, but the villain's organization of the series is called Crime. Crime puts a hit on her and her father, and they cause their car to careen off a bridge, killing her father and causing Karen to lose her arms, and maybe her legs, I'm not sure, and she is decided to be turned into a cyborg by Isis to avenge her father. She has ability to use magnetic energy to make her opponents do zany things, and this happens many times over the series, and you forget she has this ability, and just be confused. She has a weapon called the JAKQ. That is a ring-shaped weapon she sometimes uses, and can also use it as a way to harness her magnetic energy. Next up, we have Diamond Jack, Ryu Higashi. He's a boxing champion that was framed for murder after he wouldn't rig a boxing match. He chose to join JAKQ instead of going to prison. He is able to harness electric energy to enhance his attacks. His main weapon is the Diamond Sword, which is a collapsible blade that he can charge with electricity. And finally, the last of the core rangers is Clover King, Bunta Daichi. He was an oceanographer who died when his oxygen tanks on a submarine malfunctioned. He was cryogenically frozen and brought back as a cyborg by Joker. He's able to use his gravitational energy and make himself heavier. His weapon is the Club Megaton, which is a club on a chain. Joker is the leader of ISIS, or the International Science Special Investigation Squad. That's a mouthful. He's the one who recruited everyone to join JAKQ. His jacket he wears is literally amazing. It's so far out, it's hard to believe it's real when watching. He also has a cyborg pet hamster as a pet. In episode 23, he's replaced with a new leader, Sokichi Banba. Sokichi Banba is Big One. As like the rest of JAKQ, he's also a cyborg, but he's able to control all 4 of the energies the others can. Banba is a master of disguise and has become one of the best parts of this series, as him dressing up and deceiving crime is always enjoyable. His only notable weapon is his cane, but he never really fights that much. He usually just shows up after the others have been fighting and allows them to build their finishing move, the Big Bomber. When it comes to mech, JAKQ still doesn't have the giant monster battles that all future Sentai will have, so there isn't a giant robot yet. We have the Sky Ace, which is their main vehicle and is used to either house the strengthened capsules they use to transform or to drop them off on the ground. Their personal vehicles are really fun this time, with each of the core getting their own unique vehicle. Space Ace has his Cardish spade machine. Diamond also has this sort of go-kart, the Mach Diamond. Heart Queen has the best with the Heart Buggy, and Clover has the Auto Clover motorcycle. While watching the series, I didn't even remember the Auto Clover being a unique looking motorcycle, but as you can see, it's okay looking. They also have the JAKQ tank. Like the Go Ranger tank Go Rangers had the Ver tank, but it's not quite used as much. Jack's antagonist group is called Crime, and is led by the evil Iron Claw. Iron Claw is wild. He has crazy hair that I honestly thought was a hat at first. The most ridiculous shiny silver robes and an iron claw for one of his hands he kills many people with. He later debuts a very creepy battle mode near the end of the series as well. At some point, Shine is introduced as the alien being pulling the strings behind Crime to take over the world. Who never really is given that much thought and seems to be thrown in the stories for saking of a big bad, so to speak. In the beginning of the series, a monster of the week was usually accompanied with a human crime boss. Looking through the first devil monsters here, I don't remember any of them being particularly special other than maybe Devil Amazon or Devil Batter. The latter half of the series after Big One debuts, there are more monsters of the week, but they just seem better, such as Atomic Witch, General Antagam, and Battalion Leader Chameleon. I guess before we jump into the story, we should quickly talk about the combined finishing moves. The first one, Kovac. This move boils down to them surrounding the monster, kicking them in the air, and then shooting the respective beams of energy at them to blow them up. So it's okay on paper, right? I don't know, but I just don't care for this one bit. It just seems so jarring every time it's used. The next one we get when Big One shows up is the Big Bomber. It's a build-it-yourself cannon that they all have various pieces of that they put together. And then Big One shows up and puts the ammo in it, and that's about it. It's still 100 times better than Kovac. I'm going to briefly go into some story and the ending of JAKQ here. So if you don't want spoilers, skip ahead to this time. Okay. JAKQ starts off with us learning how Joker ended up recruiting the core group. Out of these first episodes, there are a few standout ones, such as episode 4, when Devil Gun shoots down an airplane with a laser. Clover is upset about the small girl dying as it reminds him of his sister who died. It's a very good episode, and Clover really brings you into it. Episode 6 is Devil Amazon. I really enjoyed. There's a fun bit with Diamond trying to woo her human form, and then an interesting double cross in the end. Episode 23, we see the departure of Joker as the person in charge, and we now see it is Sokichi Banba as the new leader. It's later revealed that he is Big One after he helps them take down Atomic Witch. This cuts to the introduction of Shine, who's the one pulling the strings behind the scenes of crime. He comes to Earth from space and is shown to be some sort of giant alien, but just a silhouette. From here, the tone of the show grows slightly more lighthearted, even if it's only for 12 more episodes. Banba always disguising himself is certainly a highlight, and his charisma throughout is amazing. Episode 29 is a fun one, where Banba and Iron Claw have a disguise off, so to speak. They both take turns catching each other being various disguises, from being school teachers to just outrageous women at the bar kind of situations. It's really fun. Jumping to the end, the last 2 episodes are a two-parter. Jack is able to find out the location of Crime's Island, and Ace and Queen head off to investigate. Shine creates an android called Great King Icarus to defeat Jack. While on the island, Heart gets injured and is slowly dying. Big One then shows up and has a confrontation with Iron Claw in his warrior form. Apparently Big One and Iron Claw were rivals for a while now. Ace and Queen are able to escape, and Icarus interrupts Iron Claw's duel. This angers him and has him so mad he ends up killing Icarus. Meanwhile, Joker is sent from America to save Heart's life, as she needs an operation. He makes it to Japan, but his family is kidnapped. Banba has some weird plan that freezes the location Iron Claw has his family trapped and are able to save him. We then find out that Shine is just a small AI satellite thing, and has been using Ironclaw the whole time. We get our final fight, and that's the end of Crime and Jack. I think Jack suffered from two things mainly. First is their need to use their strengthening capital to transform. This makes the fights feel clunky and also kind of lame, as you know they won't be transforming during a fight in the beginning of an episode. It does add a plot point as to how and when they will get to it transform, but eventually this goes away after Big One shows up and they either just randomly transform or already are. Big One needs no such gimmick to transform, but another issue with him is that he really doesn't fight much. He'll just show up at the end, and that's about it. He's still an absolute highlight of the series and worth watching the 13 episodes he is in, though, absolutely. The second issue I would say is the villains. Ironclaw is great, and I think his whole arc and rival with Banpo was great, but as we see later in most Sentais, they have a stronger general of some sorts in the second half, and we never quite get that. I understand the show was cancelled, so they had to ditch Shine and just make it happen, but at least give us a big blowout with him and not make him such a flashing little AI light bulb. If someone as badass as Ironclaw would be taking advantage of a small flashing light bulb, it's just disappointing. Would I recommend Jack? Definitely from episode 23 till the end. And try to catch a couple earlier episodes I had mentioned, and absolutely make sure you get to see Joker's jacket with your own eyes. It's wonderful. Next we have what was considered the first Sentai, and the first time we get giant robot battles in a series, so please stay tuned for Battle Fever J.